People always wonder where these parts right here go. I've got a 2001 Ford Taurus, and I'm going to show you where these go on the engine. These three right here are the shift solenoids. This right here is the Tcc Solenoid. Okay, and this right here is the EPC Solenoid. And a lot of people are wondering where they go, and they are having a hard time with them. So I'm going to show you where it goes on my Ford. The part that mostly goes out on the Ford Taurus and the Mercury Sables is this part right here. It's called the Tcc Solenoid, and it goes on the transmission. This is the part that needs to usually be changed right when you get around 100,000 miles on your transmission. Now these right here are the shift solenoids. These get old and burned out, turn black, and they need changing. You can usually tell when they need shifting. You start getting the codes on the dash, hard shifting, maybe second gear go out, something like that. That's the problem that you get with these. But you do need to change these out once you get like over 100,000 miles. Mostly the Ford Tauruses and the Mercury Sables. This part right here, if you get a lot of miles on your Ford or your Mercury Sable, you don't really need to change this part out, is what I understand. But it's a good idea to go ahead and change it out if you're going to change it out 5 of these together. Okay, I just had to take my air filter off right here to show you. Okay, this is a Ford Taurus 2001, and there's a case down here below the battery. You have to pull the battery out right here. The battery holder. You have to pull this out right here. Take this apart. It's down here. Okay, you have to pull all this out right here. It's on the side of the transmission right here. There's a case right here. And after you drain your transmission fluid, you can see it after you pull all this stuff out. There's a case right here on the side. I don't know if you can see it down there. But it's got like 12 8mm bolts. I think either 8mm or 10mm bolts. And you have to take off all this, and then when you pull out all that, you might have to take out the transaxle, the drive shaft on this side. It'll probably help when you are pulling it off, make it easier, since you have to use 2 jacks to get at it. But in order to change out the Tcc solenoid and change out the shift solenoids, like I was talking about earlier, you have to pull out all that. Okay, and it's really like an all-day job to do, if you haven't done it before. But I've done it, and I have to take out all this stuff down here. I haven't really seen a lot of instructions in manuals that'll give you instructions on how to do it. But it's not really hard to do. Once you pull out all that, it's just to pull out the 12 bolts around the casing, pull the casing off, and just change out the Tcc solenoid or the shift solenoids or the other type of solenoid. These usually come in a kit of 5. So once you pull out all that, pull off that side casing down there, and change out the solenoids, all you do is just put the casing back on there, pull out all this back together, then put the transmission fluid back into your car, and it should be fine. But it is way down in here, and it's not hard. It's hard to get. It's not really hard to get to, but it's a lot of work to get to. But it's easy to to work on. But once you do all that, you shouldn't have any issue with it. Once you change out the solenoid, if you're having problems with your transmission.